Don't get ads when they join us. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man. Boy, did I watch? Did you guys know there's a new anime season? The winter season. It's so weird. Anime winter season. Meanwhile, my ass is boiling over here. I need to turn on the air conditioning. Hold up. I think I need to make it stronger, actually. It's very hot. It's very hot. Welcome to Brazil. I don't think where I live for some reason is particularly like hot. It's so snowy here in Germany. Oh my god. Honestly, I experienced snow exactly once in my lifetime. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Gotta say, have no idea what it's like to actually live in a place where it snows all the time. No idea what it's like to get regular snows. But I do know that I wouldn't be boiling. It's as normal as normal here in Thailand. No seasons go brr. Ah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We barely have seasons here in Brazil. We got hot and not so hot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gotta get all the warm blankies. You guys have indoor heating, right? You gotta have indoor heating, otherwise how else? Okay, ads are done and we may get started. Hello everyone, how is everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing good. We have rainy and not rainy. I see. I see. Hope you're all doing good today, everyone. Today, I got a commission from Infamia. And we are gonna do, based on these sketches, a raccoon and a red panda playing handheld games. Yes. We have heating, yes, don't worry, still love cozy blankets. That is good. Cozy blankets are the best indeed. So let's get started, shall we? The path did work, right? I think the path worked. Man, I am so excited. I get to restart streaming to you all again. We're gonna have... No, let me think here. Oh, Chipenda. Head should be oval, friend-shaped. Maybe like this, but we can make it a little bit thicker. Oh. But yeah. I hope it's gonna be a bit weird today because I'm still getting used to it. It's weird. You stop for like 2 weeks and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to... What the hell am I doing? But not on the pixel art side, don't worry about that. Think... Oh yeah, actually, they're gonna be side by side, so I should make the raccoon facing like this. And the panda will be facing like this, right? So they can be cuddling on each other. What was I going to say? So let's get started. So I watched... Nah, before talking about anime, let's talk about the updates. What have I been up to during my vacations, right? So basically during my vacations, I was Me and Momochi, we went to a few places. We went down to the Weeb neighborhood to look for stuff. We bought some manga there. Hello, Darty Cruz. Hello, hello. Thank you. Happy first stream of the year. Might not be around too much, but I wish you a nice session. Aw, thank you. Hey, Rose. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hi, hi. Hope you're all doing good. Yes, yes, yes. So let's see. It's kind of like onigiri shaped. Unable to sleep, Onyo. It happens. It happens. But that means I got cool Kiba time. Yeah, so it's alright. But also do try to sleep when you can. So like this more or less. So head shape. Let me get some extra refs. Hold up. Let me get some extra refs for the raccoon. Raccoon. Okay, so this one in particular, he is looking like a chonker. Here's a good... Let me get a new reference here. This is a good one. This is a good one. Let's see. Yeah, if I disappear, then I see. So we can train this down a little bit. Yes, the raccoon is a chonker and the red panda is more lanes. Ah, I see. Okay. Let me get the head shape just right then. Okay, we'll go like this and we'll lapidate as it goes. Let's see those Kyoto ears. Let me get the nose. The nose will be a good reference. Here. Can do it like this. I could also stretch this. Maybe smaller. Oh, hold up. Like this. Good. You know, like this perhaps? Let's see. Would you rather have big anime eyes or tiny beady eyes, Euphemia? Which one do you prefer? Alrighty. So. We went to a lot of places. We went to do family visit. We went to a party Momochi's sister was throwing. It was very nice. It was very nice. There were games to play. Guilty Gear was there. I ended up becoming a raid boss in that. I do feel kind of bad. Like, at first it was very fair because I didn't remember how to play. Okay, so basically here's what happened. Essentially, when people started playing, they kind of like came up with a rule of, you know, the arcade rule, essentially. Which means if you get defeated, you have to give up the controller to someone else who wants to play. And so basically, you play until you get defeated, then you get replaced by someone else. So what happened was I started winning a lot, so I couldn't really pass the controller to anyone else. So the few people who were still interested in playing were pretty much trying to beat me. And it started getting less and less fair because I started remembering how to actually play the game. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I played that game a lot a long time back. A long time back I used to play that game a lot. And the rest of the folks there didn't really play much at all. So as the muscle memory, yes, the muscle memory started kicking in, and I became very hard to beat, essentially. That makes much more sense. Can be in the rap boss. Yeah. There wasn't a karaoke there, so there's no way it could be a rap boss. Okay, it's taking shape. It's taking shape. Very nice. I don't know, Kiba, you have a way with words and now you need a solid beat to go with your Guys, there's a new season of Princess It's Time for Torture. There's a new season of It's Time for Torture Princess. And unlike the name might mislead you, but it's actually one of the most wholesome animes. Yes, they made a new season. Anime manga where? Anime on Crunchyroll? It's on Crunchyroll. Okay, we'll cry anyway. It's so good. It is, it is. It's such a good anime. So wholesome. Okay, this is a segue. This is a segue. Unlike... No. Let's talk about the vacation. Yeah. So basically, it was a lot of having meals with family. My mom wanted to go out to buy a lot of stuff during the vacation, so I went out with her at a lot of places. It was nice. She's usually pretty fun. And let's see what else. And then. You know, we traveled a lot. We did a lot of stuff. We watched. Momochi got hyper fixated on Fear and Hunger. It was like, the idea was, because usually we don't take time off when we go before bed, right? The Funger arc, indeed. So one of the things that we got to do on our vacation is actually rest during nighttime and watch stuff together. We usually are only able to do that on weekends, but doing that every day during vacation felt like really, really nice. So we ended up using all that time to watch Let's Play of Fear and Hunger, because we ended up going watching Sea Dog VA's playthrough. He played it like 2 years ago, and we decided to just watch the VODs from the first one and the second one. And Momochi was fascinated by it. We ended up not watching anything else because the VOD was so long. It was so long. God, that game is creepy. That is one creepy game, but it also has a lot of atmosphere and lore to it, which was probably what drew her in a lot. At the end of the day, what makes a good story good is if it's the kind of story that after you watch it, you like have questions, you have thoughts about it. Meanwhile, on the side, I was talking to Momochi. I mean, we watched a pretty much censored version. And it's not like we were like overjoyed every time there was a guy with schlingus out, you know? Or a pinecone pig. Because that's what they were using to censor the thing. But yeah. It is very reminiscent of like Berserk and stuff like that, like dark fantasy, so... But honestly though, I'm not starting. This is an ongoing process for a while now. I am feeling very, 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 very annoyed by The term dark fantasy is starting to really annoy me right now, cause I don't know if you guys ever seen like videos about it. Hey Zor, welcome to the stream. About like what is the definition of an anti-hero, and it feels like most people agree that it's hard to agree on what an anti-hero is or isn't. It's like it's not clear. It's surprisingly unclear compared to what being a hero is, right? Between a hero and a villain, what the frick is an anti-hero? And the usual definition of an anti-hero, if you like take it very literally, tends to be it's somewhere between a hero and a villain, right? But because you have sympathetic villains nowadays, that doesn't even cover it anymore, right? How is this for the fur pattern, Euphemia? Do you want like more marks elsewhere? Do you want exactly like here with the little... with like this thingy here going up? Could do like this. More marks would be great and a bit of color in the ears. No, yeah. No worries, no worries. Ow, 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 ow. 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 Let's see here. Thank you for the pat, Euphemia. Thank you. Can I replicate this? Oh! Kitty, thank you for the tier sub too. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's time for the boopening. Boop. Been booped. Onyo. Onyo, not the boops. We've been booped. How are you doing? Okay, so here... how do I do this? We could create a transition color here. Yeah, like this. You're alive and well, that is good, that is important. It's important to be alive. Happy New Year! Hope you're doing good. Yes. This. Now I don't know if this one is quite nice. It's okay, but when are you planning to do the thing? The thing! Well, wait, why am I bigger than the rest? What do you mean you're bigger than the rest? Eh? Hmm? Oh, I see, I see. No, 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 no. It's just your name. You're not actually this one. This was the mod Amelia made for me. That is funny. That is pretty funny. Let's see, I can do...
Itzy, Kitty.
Here. There we go. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na,
I am Ninja.
I am Ninja. I am doing like this. I think maybe...
You
never answered the question thing. When you plan to do the special thing, the thingy which was planned.
Special thing which was planned.
Well, Lunatic, I'm planning to doing it soon, TM. Yes. And honestly, it is very tempting to just blow everything up and press the button on it. And just show it. Because of how cool it is. But at the same time... I don't know. Like, I think a new model review having its own string and stuff like that, it's a good tradition to have as a VTuber, right? Because it's an opportunity for us to do stuff as a community, you know. Trying to think about it. Let's see. I kind of like this one that is tinier, but maybe we can make it bigger on the sides. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Oh, have you seen my new model? It's hyper realistic. Oh yes, 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 yes. Very lifelike. The rigger did a great job. You can go into any angle. It's amazing. Haven't seen anything quite like it. Almost like real life. Yes, indeed. Pretty amazing. Oh yeah, that 3D model was a pain to make. It took years. I can imagine. I can only imagine. Years in the making. Though I hear the prototype only took like 9 months to be made. Setting up the tracking. Let's see if I can add a little bit more fur to this. This a little bit. Why is Mochu floating? Mochu? Oh, because I probably set up her ninjaling a little bit wrong. I'll have to fix that later. Hold up. Let me try a different layer for the whiskers so we can make sure. There we go. I know what I thought. Okay, we can have just this little chew. Yeah, something didn't go wrong in the production, so I asked the artist if it's okay to make a few changes. I see, I see. I hope they were nice about it. I don't remember when I started calling you kibbles. Me either, Zor. Me either. It's probably been a while. There we go. My mom was really cool about it. My dad was very skeptical at a certain end. That is good. That is good. I think we're good. Oh yeah, and Ephemia, if you are still here, you can talk about anything that you feel is, if anything is going okay, if anything is not going okay, if you have any questions. I'm very open to talking while working, so no need to be shy, okay? I think we could do a little bit of a squishy here. Yeah. There we go. I'm kicking my feet over here because it's going to be so cute what you make. Ah, thank you. Here we go. That adds up a lot. So I'm gonna expand the canvas a little bit here to make sure I have enough room. We should... I'm gonna start working on the body now, so I can have like a base idea, and then we'll keep doing adjustments as we go. By the way, ask them if my sketch for you was enough, then he showed me his sketch. Did he show you the one for the bow and arrow? I love the bow and arrow sketch. Whenever someone I talking about getting sketches, I always show his an example. Like, it was absolutely okay because he had the model of the character too to show me, so it was fine. The DJ Red Panda was crazy too. Ah, thank you. If you want the eyes bigger or anything, let me know, okay? I did it like this because you said you wanted them beady, but if you want them like more circular, like I did for the red panda, that is on the table too. So let's see, panda, let's see, raccoons. Raccoons are shaped like friends. What is a good shape for a sitting raccoon? Ah, I see. They are very, very furry.
Raccoon.
Raccoon. Yes, my text-to-speech still has a Brazilian accent. I figure it might as well, it makes for good representation of the string. You know what I'm gonna, hold up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something that's gonna be smart for me. Gonna make a second layer for the body, so we can adjust the head. Hello Medina, hope you're doing good. How are you today?
Raccoon, raccoon, kun kun, raccoon, raccoon, kun kun, raccoon, raccoon.
That's a hacking adorable raccoon. Thank you. We're gonna make it play handhelds. Above being smart with layers? I can be smart with layers. Sometimes I delete my layers after I'm done though, which can be an issue later. I feel merging layer habit so much. Yeah, it's just that sometimes you... Particularly... Hold up, I'm actually gonna show an example here. Which one? Oh, this one. Like the opening for the stream, right? Oh, this is a GIF, never mind. But sometimes you make layers on like the sprites, and then you gotta put them in like a bigger picture, and you're not gonna transfer the layers. It's usually better to just merge them together, and then you make the other layers, and then it's like you merge layers on top of layers on top of layers. Until it's like... Someone asks you if you have an issue. Let's go. Me just vibing. Nice, Medina, nice. Oh yeah, chat, I watched an anime yesterday that was so cursed. It was so cursed because it was absolutely bait. It baited me and Momochi so hard. When I draw, I want soft light layer over my multiply layer, then over multiply layer, it gets complicated to merge it right then. Okay, so if we're gonna make the raccoon sitting down, and it's a very chunky raccoon, we can take a shape like this. Right? There's an anime, baited power couple, and lock it in. No. I honestly though, I do need to keep watching to see if it's gonna go in the horrible direction I think it's gonna go. Just to give it like the benefit of the doubt. I need to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I need to watch a second episode, but another one is not available at the moment. But here's what essentially happens. It's story about a dude who lives in fantasy world, and he is an adventurer. He's an adventurer because he used to be very poor, and he's in a dungeon, and he finds a little kid in a dungeon getting trounced by a slime. He immediately notices that the kid isn't supposed to be there. They're like dungeon guardians or something. The dungeon is like a resource place. You know, one of those animes where dungeons are a thing and there's like a whole economy built around it, and you got the guilds that explore it, stuff like that. It's kind of like that, right? Now this is kind of sussy. Kids in dungeons, we run away from them. True, very true. Now, the guy takes pity on the kid, but he lives in like a very small rural town. People have just barely enough to eat. Everyone is working really hard, and the local orphanage can take the kid in. So because he feels bad for the kid, he takes her in as like an apprentice adventurer. So he can basically teach her how to survive by herself. It's the this is the main story. So it's one of those. It was supposed to be one of those found family type of animes. You know, it's cute. The guy is gruff, but he has a good heart, and he learns more about himself as he takes care of the children. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. However, there is a happening in the middle of the episode where the guy is sleeping. The kid is sleeping on the same bed as him because they only have one bed, and it's like that father-daughter thing where she is pretty much sleeping while kicking him, and it's funny, haha. But then magic glows, and the little child grows big. As in, like, a full-grown woman. The guy wakes up in the middle of that, and she immediately shrinks down. And when he asks, what the hell was that? She goes, I don't know. And she acts like a kid. She is a kid, for all intents and purposes. So he just goes, huh, that's weird. I think I'm gonna ask the guild about it. The Adventurer Guild about it. And she talks about that with the guild lady about the currency, and the guild lady is like, oh, this child might be from a special ancient race. I'll look into it from what you describe it. And he's like, okay, thank you. That will be very helpful. And then they go about their day, everything is fine. Then no, this not sorry as fuck. Oh no, okay, but wait, Medina. It gets worse. So everything is still normal, everything's still fine. The father-daughter relationship dynamic hasn't changed at all just because of that. The guy isn't like, oh my god, she was so hot. He just makes a dumb joke to... He makes a dumb joke about the fact that she had big breasts to the ladies that were asking him about it, just because he wanted to see their reaction. Then, at the very end of the first episode, the lady who was doing the researching... Hold up. The lady who was doing the researching announces, oh, I discovered what race she is. While she was doing overtime, so the guy isn't actually listening. She's a succubus! And then it cuts to him sleeping. She turns into the full-grown woman version and gives a weird blushing smile. Yes, bruh, why? Why indeed, Medina? Now, is this going where we are all dreading it's going? Probably. Is this gonna make fun of the fact? Is this either, honestly, this either goes one of two ways. Either the anime is going to constantly be like, no, it's not what you think. They're not gonna do anything. And then it starts like doing some weird baity things, right? That like bait that kind of response, but nothing actually happens. See, Medina, that's where it gets weird. If it was baiting the L world, it would make more sense for the girl to not have a grown-up version, if you know what I mean. It's so... don't know what this is. It's not good. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's kind of like when a doctor looks at like a weird spot on the patient's skin and goes like, I don't know what this is, but it's not good. I don't know what this is, but it's not good. Right? And it will, and like it's really a betrayal, because up to that point the anime was so pure, so innocent. There was no hints. So this only goes one of two ways, I think. The first way is that this is gonna be somewhat played for laughs, right? In the sense that oh my god, the succubus thing are taking over. I better stop her from doing something regrettable. I must stop I must stop the incest urges or something like that. Which is, thank you for sullying the whole concept of the anime in like 5 seconds. Or even worse, just straight up the fantasy that one guy has, that he swears is every man's secret dream, to have a daughter girlfriend, while everyone slowly moves away from him, you know? Any man with that dream should definitely talk to a therapist. Yeah. It is, unfortunately, surprisingly, a little bit more common than it should be. Because, like, my Shield Hero goes in that direction. Do you guys remember the Rising of the Shield Hero? It also reminds me of one Shimentai subscription once, and I hate that it exists. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, as far as I watched it, the protagonist was like not taking in the girl's advances. But from what I understand from the light novel, at one point he will. So, yeah. It's like, but the bomb hasn't exploded yet. It's fine. No, it's not fine. Or are we the apex species on the planet? I mean, we're not wasps. As much as we like to dunk on ourselves, there are plenty of animal species that do equally, if not more, freaking up stuff than we do. So yeah. I don't remember what the description was, but it's like a bunch of... No, that is... Ooh. Ooh, lunatic, that is... Oof. Oof. Gonna put the pizza in the oven. This is not a pregnancy joke, by the way. Okay, Medina. Get some pizza in. But wow. So yeah, so that's a car crash. That's a car crash. Moving on from that right now, I also watched an anime. We truly are our worst. I also watched an anime that's called Sentence to Be Hero. That one apparently has a cult following. That one has some hype around it, I hear. Thank you, Lunatic. Honestly, as concerning as that anime is, the weirdest part is that it's on Crunchyroll. So, what a lovely weather. Indeed, indeed. So I watched Sentence to Be Hero, which is another anime that falls into the dark fantasy category. And this one has a good amount of hype around it, apparently. I think the eye's a little bit bigger. Look a little bit nicer. Make it in a little bit prettier, too. And... it is, put a new layer here. It certainly is an anime. It had a lot of it has a lot of production value, right? But you know that the writing, it has that very distinct writing of 15-year-old fanfic writer type to it. I'll be real, and I'll be very, very real. I do see a little bit of what I would write when I was younger in that anime. As the Dracula is incredibly polite, lovely work. Thank you, Medina. Thank you. So basically, what is the story of Sentence to be Hero? The story of Sentence to be Hero. Follow the story of badass Mac cool guy. I forgot his name already. Who lives in a world where heroes are hated, and they are hated because they are criminals. And they are criminals because they committed crimes. It's not really that deep. Basically, what we have in the story is what I like to refer to as the Blackguard situation. The Suicide Squad treatment, if you will. They are criminals because they stole a nickel. Possibly. Honestly, outside of the main character's big reveal, which, I'll be real. I am pretty sure there was some sort of mistrial with a touch of survivor's guilt. In a world where people with superpowers exist and there are heroes and villains, but it's a very gray zone and people shifting loyalty. Now that's interesting as fuck. Yeah. Sorry, my brother's here. Couldn't answer if you asked something. Okay, so I made the eyes a little bit bigger. Let me know if it's okay or if you'd rather they be narrower. This is gonna be more or less the base body shape. And we are getting onto the handheld. Not like My Hero Academia. I look like My Hero Academia is a wild ride of emotions to me. Because I'm never truly sure of what the story actually is. I love them more in bigger, and the body shape looks good too. Always in shrimp position. Nice. So now I want to make this handheld a bit more inclined. The Webtoon villain to kill is exactly like that. It's fun. It's also hero killer, which is amazing as well. Oh, interesting. Interesting. The interesting thing about hero dynamics in stories is that if you're like the superhero dynamic in particular is that superheroes tend to be defenders of a status quo. So for you to root to the hero, you have to assume that the status quo is worth defending. You know what I mean? There are also other weird dynamics when it comes to superheroes, like the hero tends to be reactive while the supervillain tends to be proactive. That one was an interesting one that I heard, because if you stop to think about it, the hero is usually only reacting to whatever the hell the villain cooked up this week. But the villain has plans. The villain is doing stuff. He is trying to change the world. Darth God is GOAT when it comes to dynamics, loyalty, and goal shifting. Imagine a mega power human becoming basically mortals and not Asian. Ooh, interesting. So anyways, That sounds like really good. So anyways, about the anime. I think it's very well produced. I don't think it's very deep. I don't think it's a very deep anime. But here's the idea. Heroes, or the Japanese word, the yushas, right? Are basically people who got sentenced to a fate worse than that, which is apparently helping people. Basically, like, it's really weird for me to describe exactly what happens, because I'm not entirely sure if the anime knows what happens, because... Okay, so the hero is like a guy who was sentenced to that, and he got a sort of second chance, where he is gonna be used to do heroic shit that people don't necessarily want to do. So he's gonna do dirty jobs, essentially. And he's gonna risk his life a lot. There were mentions of resurrection magic, edgy resurrection magic, apparently in order to resurrect a person who died in this world. They need to straight up open the gates of hell and inject you with some hell ghosts, right? So you can resurrect a person, and each time you get resurrected by the hell ghosts, you start to lose a bit of your memory. All right, Medina, have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. And thank you for the lurk, Zor. So the main side effect from that is that you start to lose your memories. And Protag-kun doesn't want to lose his memories. He carries like a deep trauma, and he needs to honor that trauma and those memories, which is why he is very determined to never die in combat. So he always tries his hardest to keep his life and to keep his memories, or something like that. So that is how that works, I guess. I got thought about it. I haven't seen anyone resurrected in the anime, so I don't know if I understood it correctly, but that seems to be how it works. So there's that. There is, and the protagonist is like very anime in power set, if you know what I mean. He can kind of just jump everywhere, do everything. He's got unlimited exploding daggers. He can chuck around, and they pretty much wipe out mobs and mobs of terrible monsters that seem to be really powerful when they're facing anyone but the protagonist, but when it's the protagonist kind of wipes the floor with them. Oh, but he did get scratched once, so that shows he's not too OP, guys. Totally. That totally show he's very vulnerable. So he gets sent to rescue some knights that were in a wood where demon lord that controls fairies appear. I don't know why they mush demon lord and fairies together, but they did. And he has a kleptomaniac partner who keeps conveniently stealing whatever the hell the plot needs. And he freaking steals a coffin from the knights that they're supposed to rescue. And in the coffin is a little girl with with a hair that kind of looks like a bomb wick. And apparently she's a goddess. And goddess in this world are like living weapons that were made with magic by humans. And they were made specifically to be like psychophantic. So she wants a host that will tell her she's doing a good job. And then the host can borrow magic from her, essentially. She will cast miracles, which involves teleporting and dropping a huge amount of swords on top of enemies. And the story goes, everyone treats the main guy like shit. The goddess is very innocent and pure. And she's like, hey, do you want to make a pact? We can wipe the floor with them pretty easy, but you gotta make a pact first so I can use my powers. And he's like, nah, I don't want to make a pact. Why not? I hate goddess. Don't talk to me. You're a goddess. You're Iki. Don't talk to me. And she's like, come on. But I know you're full of valor. And he's like, no, I'm not full of valor. I suck. Stop talking to me. And she's like, nah, I think you're a pretty cool guy. I think you're actually a pretty cool guy. And he's like, no, I suck. I'm evil. Stop talking to me. But you're saving these people. I don't have a choice. Stop talking to me. And then there's a point where it's like, oh, the only thing that can save the day now is if you do the ritual with the goddess. You gotta swear an oath, and now you're bind to the goddess. You have an iPad ID, Face ID with her or something. And the guy's like, fine. And then they do that, and they beat the Demon Lord, which is a giant cockroach. The Demon Lord is a giant cockroach. And it seems like the day is saved. But the knights who were rescued aren't happy about it, particularly because he made a pact with the goddess. And the goddess inquires why, and she says, don't you know who he is? He used to be a knight like us, but he was exiled when he became a goddess slayer. So supposedly his crime is that he assassinated a goddess. And the little goddess girl looks terrified into his eyes, while he only has a slight tint of shame that in fact has happened. And episode ends. So like, it's watchable. Has very nice animation. I'm not too impressed with the story though. The story feels very basic. I am really very much sure it amounts to something of the type where he didn't knew the goddess could overload, which by the way he says it on. It tells her to take it easy, because apparently goddess can overload if they use too much of their power. So I think what actually happened is that the goddess like sacrificed her to save him in a bad situation, and he got accused of killing her mistakenly, but because the guy has like the hugest survivor guilt in the world, right? He was like, yeah, I killed her, it was my fault, and everyone's like, taken away. And then they brand him with the hero thing because he was really powerful, so he is unkillable now. But he doesn't want to lose his memories if he dies, because if that happens, he won't be able to remember the goddess that he let down, and his terrible sin, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I am calling out now the plot twist of the anime. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it immediately. That is the plot twist of the anime. He just thinks he's guilty of something that he really wasn't his fault. Because he is actually such a nice guy, guys. He's just a big old tsundere. Which, yeah, that is how he's characterized. He is a big old tsundere. They got a reluctant hero, and they're trying to sell him as an anti-hero. But he is a reluctant hero. He is not a... He is absolutely not an anti-hero. He is very heroic throughout the whole thing. He is extremely heroic. Fluffy tail. Let me take a closer look at Raccoon's tails. Okay, they are not quite like this. But yeah, so that's the animes that I managed to watch. I did also watch the Kick It Unfairly from the party, but I actually am extremely OP. I totally swear it, guys. Slop of the season. Why are there so many? Why is this is a genre now? This is a genre. Getting kicked out of the party when you're actually OP is a genre. That's like a single story. Why do you keep telling the same story over and over? And there are like so many of these slight variations, but the exact same concept. Who keeps watching them all? I guess me, because I'm talking about it, but you know, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not buying the waifu merch, so... This isn't being made for me. I mean, those animes, I guess they are like a huge metaphor for when you're changing jobs. Or like you had a job and you got fired and now you're job hunting. and it's hard, and I guess it's like it like gives you that fantasy that no, my areas of expertise is actually really good. I was just not appreciated where I used to work, which fair enough. But do you have to turn it into a fantasy genre? What is happening? It's weird. It's weird. Anyways, the gimmick from that one, basically the story for that and gimmick for that one is that Protag-kun was a swordsman, but the party already have a swordsman in the hero, who is also his childhood friend, which that's kind of mean. Kind of cold that he got dropped out of the hero party when the hero used to be his childhood friend, right? And they were like, if we're gonna follow the meta, because there is a meta in this world, weird. But lit RPG, it's like, it's kind of like video game, but it's not video game kind of situation going on. And the guy is like, oh, we need a support. We need someone that casts support spells. And the protag is like, okay, I'm gonna multi-class into an enchanter so we can have support spells. And they're like, cool, you do that. But then, during, I can only describe this as a raid event, I'm not entirely sure how the anime describes it, they realize that instead of some dork who's multi-classing, if you got all your points into the enchanter class, your buffs will be stronger. The shocking realization, right? So they're like, well, dude, it's been cool, we've been together for a long time, turns out your build sucks. We're replacing you with a full-time caster. It's like, that's not fair. I used to be a swordsman. The only reason I was being the caster was because you guys asked me to. The only reason my build sucks because you guys made it for me, pretty much. And they're like, nah, you still suck. And then he's like, but with this hybrid build, I can do unique magic. And they're like, nah, you still suck. So he gets kicked out of the party, and now he's off on a journey to prove that they made a terrible mistake and that he was actually really, really good at his role this whole time, and he could give things that no one else could. And they are totally wrong and poopy heads for doing that. That is the anime. That very much is the anime. Is it good? Not my cup of tea, honestly. I don't think it's particularly bad, I just think it's very bland. It's kind of... If you haven't seen this story yet, there will be enjoyment to be had with the character's achievements. This kind of story usually has like a... You have like a little thirst about ever being underestimated, and particularly in a video game, if people are like, oh, your build sucks, it's you like have an off meta build, but then you manage to show that it's actually not as bad as people think it is, and it's in fact good. Feeling which gets harder and harder to fulfill nowadays, because thanks to the internet, we share everything. And usually if there isn't like a secret undiscovered thing in games anymore, like most people have figured out if a build is good or not, the extent of it, It can be like, oh, I can take this build pretty far because of my own player skill, but it never really is like, oh, I know the secret to this OP build that no one has ever seen before, Kirito-kun kind of thing. That doesn't happen anymore. Usually. There are very rare exceptions. I think there was a guy who figured out a Street Fighter character that was considered a joke, and they figured out how to make him like a top tier character. No, it wasn't Street Fighter. I think it was Fatal Fury. So that can still happen on occasion, but it's probably not gonna happen to you. I hate to break it. The older the game, most likely the more variations in what's considered, what's actually good has already been mapped out. Unfortunately. Long gone are the days where tier lists could be objectively wrong. I mean, if a person makes a tier list by themselves, it's probably not necessarily gonna be right, but everyone being wrong at the same time on an agreed consensus after exhaustive testing, exhaustive hours of testing have been put in, it's usually hard. It's usually hard for that to be wrong, unfortunately. But you know, that's what anime is for you to fulfill your wildest dreams of your crappy build actually being secretly OP. I guess. Okay. Ah, it's looking cute. It's looking very cute. Let me try some things with the... I'm gonna try to do... like this. And do like this to create a little bit more of a fuzz effect. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh, that actually made a big difference. That actually made a big difference. Very nice, very nice, very nice. This is in the wrong layer, but I'll fix it. Do raccoons have stripes on their backs or just the tail? Let me see. Incredibly enough, it's just the tail. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the chunky test, which is basically figuring out if the head is a little bit too chunky. Hello, Dinalumi, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. So, yep, that actually worked. Thank you, doing great. How about you? I'm doing great too. I'm doing great too. Getting back from vacation, getting restarted on doing commissions and stuff like that. It's been fun. Hope you're doing good too. Making my favorite animal a raccoon. Yeah, this is actually a commission. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, how was vacation? Vacation was good. Vacation was good. I got some good amount of rest time. I managed to travel a little bit. I got to go outside, visit family. It was great. It was great. Got a good amount of gifts. Played some video games without worrying about streaming them, which is, for a streamer, it's such a nice thing, you know? Oh, there we go. It's incredible sometimes I draw the thing and then I squish it by 1 pixel and it becomes so much better. There we go. Okay, so this is looking pretty cute. Now, my understanding, I need to draw now. So, first things first. New layer. I need a new layer. I need a new layer. I don't need a new thingus. There we go. Now let's increase here. And then we do this. Oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna go and stream. Go, you need to though. It would be later. Have a wonderful stream. Ah, thank you. Go. Have a nice meal, and thanks for dropping by. So now we gonna make it a red panda. We're gonna make a cute red panda. So red pandas, let me grab this. So let's see. What Elfie told me, she wants the red panda to be a bit taller. If I understood correctly. Hold up a second. What is going on with this? Okay, let's leave it like this. So maybe we go for red pandas usually have a triangular shape to them. To their heads, at least. Mm. Let's see here. Something a little bit like this to get us started. Don't want the head proportions to be... Now, in which layer are you supposed to be? There you go. Let's see. RP. There we are. And I messed it around. I am confused. I'm confused with what I did with this layer. This is why sometimes I like to do each one separate and then join them together. But this time I really want to make them already together at first. It makes the joining part easier. So let's see where this head size goes. Can make it a little smaller. I think like this is fine. Might be a bit too triangular here. Do this. Hold up, let me test something real quick here. Okay, there we go. There we go, perfect. Hey Aska, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm making a raccoon and a red panda playing handheld games together. Alright then, having off to sleep. Alright Lunatic, have a good Nini. Thanks for dropping by, I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Let me get some references for red pandas. Red panda. Here we go. Maybe one with the mouth closed. Oh, this is a good one. We get a face close-up. There we go. Okay. So here we are. It's less mochi than I remembered. It's a little bit more like this. I think Lilo wants to go out. She is really being pushing her her eating schedule. No, Lina. Daddy's working. Go ask mommy. Who may or may not be over focused right now. Another thing I wasn't too used to when I got the... Oh dear. Brute force is happening. Yep, there she goes. Let's see. Maybe like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Proportions are okay. They are interestingly very, very similar animals, right? I think they're related. The red raccoons and the red pandas and the raccoons. But I am not 100% sure on it. I know raccoons are like really, really cute. And that they wash their food before eating, which is adorable. They eat trash, but they wash it first, you know? They got standards. Here. And do like this. Na, na, na. Okay, so I just got back from the shopping. Are you making a sad panda? No, I'm making a red panda. It's not sad, it just got the little white thingos. Ah, Demi, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Nothing played, but it appeared here. That's weird. Oh, I think it played. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Hope New Year has treated you well. Make the red panda burn. Burn the red panda burn. Doing awesome. What about you? I'm doing good. Feeling very refreshed after the break. It goes to show that I probably needed it. It looked like the logo of a publisher. Call it Sad Panda. Huh? What did they... Sad Panda? I feel like I've seen that name before. Did they publish indies? I used to play one of their games. Oh, which one? They made a very wholesome game, Crush Crush. But since I have my dad on Steam, I don't want to play it anymore. What game is that? What game is that? Is that the one where the girl crushes things with her thighs? Was that the one? No, I think that's Momo something. It's an idol waifu collector game. Ah. Also a game where you keep having accidents and you need to make up with your victims. I see? Huh. I see. I don't understand, but I see. I'm trying to think, did I see a video of someone playing their game? Huh. Make the red panda burn. It's not for you, no, that idiot. Here we go. You know, it's kind of cute. The little hair on the ears kind of reminds me of Shunji. Let's make the ears bigger. I think I'm gonna keep the little hair thing off for a bit while we're still doing the ear shape. This one. Here we go. But yeah, funny thing happened this Christmas. So I was talking to Momochi about I accidentally found a YouTuber playing the South Park RPG game, and I was like, oh, I remember that game. That game was that game had a very fun feature. It was the second one, which was superhero themed, right? And it had a really fun feature of like having a decent amount of classes that you would unlock throughout the game. So that allowed for you to make basically make your dream superhero, sort of. It's not really a dream because it's a South Park game, but there's like a lot of room for it. for like personalizing and for personalizing it and stuff. And I remember it being really neat. So, and I remember having it. So I went looking for it and I realized that I did have it, but that a long... Oh, hold up. Alright guys, hold that thought. We're gonna take a quick break now for me to eat and I'll be right back, okay? Ow, 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 ow. Hi, Sharky! Ow, 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 ow. Just 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something to eat. Sorry. Hi, hi. BRB, BRB.
Searching all along, confessing while unknown without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, what else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark.
Okay.
Moments of calm, nothing left to be found.
And back. I'm still waiting though.
Reflecting that's a truth. It's only worse than to be
Got those little biscuits that are chocolate covered. They're really good. Hey, and Lila's back too. Okay. Very important thing here. Look, it's got a little monocle.
I can't tell you how to see me. Just a
It's interesting. It looks a little bit more expressive, but it's at the cost of the eyebrows merging a little bit.
polish me, burning down the walls. Is
That's
there
an interesting look.
for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter.
Though the eyes look like they're too wide. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Free for you to try.
There we go. I think I like this better.
I'm a sharpshooter. Have no face to show.
I make just like
Please don't take off
this.
my mask, my disguise.
Oh, that looks cute. That actually looks pretty cute. I think I'm gonna put it like this. Mm-hmm. Na, 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 na. You know, I listened to this song quite a few times, and I never realized there was a Edgar Allan Poe reference in it, but there is. Look who's back, back again. Keep us back, tell a friend. So I finally finished something. Oh, what did you finish, Sharky? What did you finish? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Check your DMs. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's a pretty neat looking PC. It's very shiny. That is very shiny. That's awesome, Sharky. Finally finished it. You beat it all by yourself? That's amazing. So how is it? Does it purr like a kitty? It's so good when you upgrade your PC. It feels so good. It feels so good. I used to have a laptop. I have helped you together because I had people in VC watch me move stuff into the new case. That is cool. That is awesome, though. That is awesome. In my case, I had my PC. I asked Mio for help, and Mio did the specs for my PC. And then I had, thankfully, I know a technician that is fairly trustworthy. So he built the pieces for me. So I never tried to actually build a PC on my own. Which is why, really good job for you to doing it. Runs amazing. That is awesome. That is awesome. Man, I still remember the first gaming PC I had when I upgraded from laptop. It was actually crap, but because it was an upgrade from a laptop, I had no idea it was bad. Well, until it short-circuited, then it started showing true colors. Yeah. So here's a little bit of lore. Our first streaming PC, mine and Momochi's, was built by someone who said they knew how to make a streamer's PC and didn't. Well, actually it's a little bit more complicated than that. That particular PC was built by a guy who knew how to build the PC, but had a boss who didn't and wanted him to skim on part prices, so he could overcharge us. As a result, my PC was somewhat better built compared to Momochi's, because when we bought Momochi's PC at the same store, the guy who knew how to make PCs got fed up with the boss that kept trying to rip people off, and he had split and opened his own tech support service, right? So when we got the PC for Momochi, it was much worse built, unfortunately. It was meant to be more powerful than mine, and to an extent it was, but it was so shoddily built that it short-circuited hard. Then after that, we found the guy who built our first streaming PC, and we've been with him ever since. He knows how to follow specifications, he gives good advice on maintenance and stuff like that, so yeah, but it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Hey Ale, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good today. We're making Raccoon and Red Panda playing video games together. It's a commission. Just woke up? Nice, nice, nice. It's wild to me that I can be someone's morning show. Welcome to the morning news with Kiba. It's your host, Kiba. Kibaing around all over the place. Actually, I haven't really watched a whole lot of morning shows. Here in Brazil, the main morning show is from a lady called Ana Maria Braga, right? Which is basically a house tingles show for housewives to watch. I just silly friend. But yeah, and she has a puppet parrot that talks to her, and the puppet parrot is extremely popular, and people love the parrot. I think they love the parrot more than they love her, but they're like a unstoppable duo, and it's really cute that so she will cook a bunch of stuff. There is like this one segment where it's like, let's try out new recipes, right? And because the puppet is her partner and the puppet is obviously puppeteered by someone. When she makes the meals, she will actually sneak the food under the table so the puppeteer can eat some. Instead of like doing a roleplay thing where she gives it to the puppet and wastes food. And I remember that some people kinda don't like that she does that because breaks my immersion and something like that. But meanwhile, I'm like, you know what? There's the guy doing the parrot's voice is there, hunched over, doing his best to entertain. Let the man eat some of that casserole. Let the man have a little bite of the casserole too. Come on. Come on, guys. Don't my immersion this. The guy deserves it. Let him eat some of the casserole. It's very cute. It's very cute. She's also very memey. Both of them are. Because they will straight up do cosplay if they're promoting something. Like when the Sonic 3 movie was released, they actually got a Shadow the Hedgehog costume for the puppet parrot. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Imagine a puppet parrot dressed up as Shadow the Hedgehog. Quality entertainment. I think she's probably one of the remaining best things in Open TV in Brazil, honestly. Most of the shows have become kinda meh. So it's nice that she's still around. Because Open TV here in Brazil has either degraded a little bit or they kept the not so good parts mostly, you know. It's a lot of soap operas is what it is. It's just a lot of soap operas. Supposedly, Brazil is actually #1 exporter of soap operas in the world. If you can believe that that's a thing. And soap opera production can get so out of hand here in Brazil that the main broadcaster that makes these soap operas, they will actually put like all the writers in like this special writer camp where they can't even see their family. They're like completely isolated until they finish writing the soap operas. I mean, LA, that's not even a stereotype, that is just true. That the like kidnapping writers and authors, almost that. It's not so much, but it's close enough. Because like the thing is, right, It's not a stereotype because it is just the scheduling. It's just the TV scheduling. If you look at the TV scheduling, like... So, let me actually give you a rundown of what the TV scheduling for the biggest broadcaster, open broadcast television in Brazil looks like. During the morning, you have some talk shows, stuff that is dedicated mostly to housewives, right? There used to be children television, they cut everything. Okay, buddy, I decided I need a new GPU because my 280 was 40%. Just starting my PC up and I would max it out. Oh. Hey Retro, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Ow. Guys. I am so freaking excited. I have a new model. I can't show yet because I want to make a thing out of it. I'm not entirely sure which thing I'm gonna make. I have like 500 ideas of how I'm gonna make a reveal stream for it. But... Well, I'm Wolf. I'm Wolf now. New model, indeed. Is it gonna be a retro model? It is gonna be a pixel art model. Yes. Though it's gonna be more advanced. But when I told him the side of my PS, he was like, nah, you need a new that. The case is not good with airflow, so new case. Oh yeah, you absolutely. PC cases are like super important. They're super important. You get carried away with all the upgrades and stuff like that, and then none of it fits. It's terrible. Is it Old Man Kiba model? No, it is not. It is not. You know, I am thinking that if I get past a certain age streaming, I will just change to a Kappa model so I can be unequivocally bald at all times. And I can use my baldness to splash you guys with water. It's gonna be great. Please, wise old Kiba model. Remember funding the first one, now you have many models. Yeah. And I really appreciate it, LA. The commission you asked came pretty handy. Yes. Please, wise old Kiba model with a Fu Manchu stash. You know what? If I'm gonna make an old man model, I think I wanna make an old man model that's like completely shrunk down. You know, kind of like the Kung Fu Panda master, the Shifu master. You know. It would probably be pretty. It would look pretty good. Kibafu. Okay, so no one's gonna get that joke except Portuguese speakers, but Euphemia, in Portuguese, what you just said is what bad brat. In Portuguese, you just said that. Kibafu. What's the red panda for? It's a commission. I'm doing commish work. I'm currently trying to adjust. Yeah, starting the day, starting the year with a new commission. Freaking great. Raccoon and Red Panda playing games together on a handheld. Exactly. Exactly. Oh. There we go. How has commissions been lately? They've been mostly fine. I usually the way they work is whenever I think it's starting to slow down, I get one, essentially. Still need to update my prices, and also show that I have more stuff available. That is coming soon too. There is something that I feel is missing from this base. What is it? Tell me when it's slowed down, I still have stuff I need. As long as I'm not, like, fully booked, which is usually 3 commissions at a time, you can... My commissions are open. Basically, they are open again, cutie kitty, so whenever you need stuff, just give me a call. Just drop me a line. Persona Music jump scare. I like Persona music. I remember when I used to go to uni, I would always blast like Persona music while I waited for my classes to start. They work so well for that. Kiba becomes too popular for me. I know this day would come. I think that's a little bit too much. Really? I don't know, at least, cause at the time, one thing that you can't really understate is that game music is kind of like anime intros, you know? I would personally just grind off Patapon Trio Nice College. Patapon is great. Patapon is great. Not entirely sure. You know Patapon? Oh my god. Yeah. I played the first one. Pata pata pata. Pom pom pom. Pata pata pata. Pom pom pom. It was really cute, but it was so hard. I don't think I ever beaten the first game. Because, like, I didn't really ever sit down to actually finish the game, you know? Patapon, don't chika. Patapon, don't chika. Chika, chika, chika. Don't chika. Well, must have been a while because there was 4 beats, not 3. Ah. I remember mostly the tutorial stage. I probably stayed there a while. I saw that there was an indie developer that made a Patapon-like game, but I think they made it a little bit too complicated. I don't remember the name now, but it was one that you have the Patapon controls, but also you have to control a general character, and you have to do platforming while doing the rhythm thing. Zoom taka tom. Chica chica patapon. Man, that is like good memories. That is good memories. I actually played a lot of games on the PSP. Hold up. Sorry, I had to sneeze. The creator said they want to make the beats different from Patapon. That's why they did that. Pon pon, chaka chaka. I mean, it makes sense if you make them too similar. Everyone is gonna compare it. But then again, I think everyone already compares it because of the gameplay, but you know. Comparison is the thief of joy, yet we humans are. And wolves too will engage in it a lot. Sometimes with a good cause, sometimes not so much. Kinda like when games try to advertise themselves in a way that is to compare them directly with other games, right? And then things don't go well. Because you made the you tempered the expectation wrong. A lot of things happen. I don't remember right now. There was a game that was like trying to draw a comparison directly from another game and it completely bit them in the ass. I don't remember which one was it though. And honestly, from that description, I think there have been like at least a few thousand of games that did that. Don't have any memory for that. That is fair. Yeah, that happens all the time. And people never learn not to do that. There we go. Okay, I think... A little bit of this. It's hard to make an original game, but it's not impossible. True. True. Doing your own thing matters a lot. Matters a lot. Ah. You missed it. Ow! No, I didn't. Ah. Good job, good job. So, what are your plans for this year? My plans for this year, let's see. I want to debut my new pixel art model. I want to continue getting a lot of commissions. I want to actually set aside some time to maybe do my game thingy, the game lore thingy. I really want to get that out, you know, even if it doesn't turn out very good. Kind of want to get it out. But the thing is, it's really gonna be reliant on me actually having both the free time and energy to do the assets. Because sometimes I have the free time, but I don't have the energy. You know? I get it, it's the same thing as as editing. Yeah. It's like, okay. For my work, I did a lot of art, a lot of pixel art. What am I gonna do in my free time? A lot of art, a lot of pixel art. Because, like, I love doing art, I love doing pixel art. But, like, pacing yourself, very important. If you do, it's gonna turn out horrible for real. Oh, I know that, I know that. Like, I learned my lesson around my second year of pixel arting. Told this story before. I still think it's a good idea to tell it as many times as possible. During my second year, I was starting to get good at pixel arting, and because I wanted to make sure that I could do this as a career, right? I decided that I took the opportunity when I got like a pretty big commission, and I took that as an opportunity to try and prove something to myself, which was not like the greatest idea ever. So I had a 3-month time to complete my work. The due date was 3 months, but I was like, for this amount that this person is paying me, if I can finish in 1 month, I can prove to myself that I can do this for a living. So I overexerted myself in completing absolutely hyper-focused the crap out of it, right? And I managed to finish it in, I think, less than 1 month. But because I didn't pace myself properly, I didn't rest properly, there were like other factors. Like at the time, the COVID lockdown was still like in full swing, right? It wasn't me because of no, it wasn't you. Actually, do you guys want to see it? I can show it now. It's been a long time. So it was this German VTuber who asked for me to do pixel art that they were going to use in their new outfit debut video. So let me get this real quick. Not this one, wrong L. There we go. So this is a GIF, but it should be able to, the zoom should be right. So basically, This is very old. It's much simpler. The shading could have been a lot better. But basically, it was a whole lot of these. Because it was gonna be part of a video. Huh, I put it to 7 twice. Funny. Yeah, so basically, why is that a link? I think she has like I see, I see, I see. So there's like her whole lore pretty much. I animated her whole lore in pixel art. So basically, I did all these in a month. And I also made like little sections where it would loop so she could do the voiceover and stuff like that. And it turned out great for my skill level at the time. You keep saying it was. What do you mean? It looks good though. Thank you. Thank you. I put a lot of effort in it. But it looks good. Thank you. Was like the lore video. Oh no, the lore video happened. The lore video happened. It's just that it's been a long time ago. She already did like other debuts. I even did like a few other animations for her later, like this one when she got like a re-debut in her design. This one was much smaller and simpler though. Okay, so she wants the red penny to be higher. You know, Ali, I just realized a grammatical difference because of what you said. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Because I used the past tense, it gave you the impression that it didn't happen, right? But I used the past tense because here in Brazil we have like 5 past tenses, I think, or more. And there are past tenses specifically for things that never happen. Things that happened, things that didn't happen, and things that you wish. 5? I'm probably overstating. How many past tenses? How many past tenses for checking? Three, actually. 3. He's googling. Look. If I start doing the table of like conjugation, verbal conjugation, I can do it, but I'm gonna be here for a little while, okay? It's 3. Pretérito perfeito, pretérito imperfeito, pretérito mais que perfeito. The mais que perfeito being the one of things that didn't happen but ought to happen. There is special conjugation for that. I think this is a good height difference. Yeah, because this is meant to be her and this is meant to be her boyfriend. So there is a height difference thing is going on here. The red panda currently looks like it's in a potato sack race. Indeed. We'll fix that. I like to start working with a base shape and draw from it. Meanwhile, Malay is somewhat like 4, I think, but at the same time is also 1. Whoa! Interesting. Potato. You say tomato, I say potato. Do people actually say tomato? Some people do. Interesting. Fascinating. Is that normal? But where I am, people say tomato. So many toes. I can't type tomato because that is... Type in tomato because that is universal. Yeah, it is. It is interesting. Why out of all vegetables, tomato is the one with the universal name? Meanwhile, pineapple is like anana in Spanish and abacaxi in Portuguese. It's so interesting. Because Aha said it was funny. Aha? Pineapple in Dutch is ananas. I think it's also ananas in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure where abacaxi comes from. I can't quite remember if the... Ananas is also in German. Interesting. Pineapple is nanas in Malay. Oh, so we're the odd ones out here. We are the odd ones out here. Calling it abacaxi. And I suppose in the US is also the odd one out calling it pineapple. Apples are called maçã in Portuguese, by the way. I also never understood what the relation between a pineapple and an apple were supposed to be. I don't remember where if pineapples are originally from India? Or if they were also indigenous from Brazil. Because Brazil is like that place where you can plant nearly everything and it grows. I know bananas were introduced in Brazil. It looks like a pine, tastes like an apple. 100% real, trust me, bro. Apple in Malay. Oh, really? Apple. That's interesting. Okay, so let me... here. One thing in Malay that always screws me over is kataganda, repeated words. Kataganda. Aw? What is kataganda? I mean, I know it's repeated words, but what does that entail? I'm curious, I'm curious. So let's say you want to refer to multiple children. Okay. In Malay, children is kanak. So to refer to multiple children, it's kanak-kanak. Kanak-kanak. Okay. I see, I see. Do you... So you repeat it once to show that there are multiple. Interesting. So pine in pineapple refers to the shape of the fruit, looks like a pine cone. An apple was added because medieval botanists had anything that had fruit which was formed as apple. You know what? That makes a lot of sense, actually. I saw a huge video about the origin of sugar plums, which weren't made of plum, but there was a lot of sugar in them, and it followed a similar reasoning. That's one of them. The thing that gets me, it's kataganda separa, half-repeated words. Half-repeated. So I'm curious what that entails. For a word to be half repeated. In Malay we have tangga, which means stairs. Oh. And the half repeat is tetanga. Wait, why do you need to half repeat? Which doesn't mean multiple stairs, it means neighbors. Oh. Oh, so it's like one of those things where... I see. I see. This reminds me of the unexplainable Brazilian Portuguese language meme. Of the word carteira. Which can mean so many things. If I'm not mistaken, there is a whole sentence you can build using just repeating the word carteira over and over. Let me see if I can find that one. I don't remember. Momochi knows that one by heart, not me though. I don't think Google is gonna know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Google is not gonna know what I'm talking about. But essentially, I'm gonna give you like two meanings of the word. The word carteira. It's like the word police. Kinda. I mean, carteira can mean both wallet and the table you sit on to study in school. It means both of these things. It's one of those words, you know. In English, police is also similar. Because you have both the verb to police and you have the police, and also technically you have policy. The sunset does not bow heart because it's funny. Oh, you don't know. Okay. Kitty kitty. Funny enough, the indigenous people of Brazil had a similar word, which was, from my understanding, pinas, which is a squiggly line on the end, and pom de pin, apple de pine in Hispaniola. We actually inherited a good amount of words from the indigenous people. Which also is why we have a few cities that have really, 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 really interesting sounding names. Like Pindamonhangaba. Can you say Pindamonhangaba? I'm sure it sounds like gibberish. It's a word that means something. The police, policing police. Ah. Simple. Quite. And it gets like a whole new level of hairier if you include idioms in it too. There is an idiom. It's not even quite an idiom. It's more of a very odd sentence that you can say here in Brazil. In the interior, the more rural region, right? And the sentence is pó pó pó. And because of the and that means can I put the coffee powder on here? Should I put the coffee powder? That's what that sentence means. Pó pó pó. Basically, that one happens because it's the shortening of a bunch of words. Pó pode means can. Pó. Put. So can I put? Pó means powder. That one actually means powder. In this case, referring to the coffee powder. So you get pó pó pó, and I put the coffee powder. And then you can infer from context, obviously. When talking about fruits, a bell pepper is a berry, like all peppers. Oh my god. Ah, I see. Fun stuff. There is a particular accent in Brazil that was forged by Italian, a mixture of Italian and German immigrants that came here mostly after World War I, if I'm not mistaken. Which results in these very interesting Right, I'm going back to try my hand at pixelart again. Good luck, cutie kitty! And remember, if you want, there is space to share it on the Discord. If you want to share it. Yes. Hmm. How did I think about it? Since technically this is going to be the same handheld, I could have just done this. And then adapt it. Yeah. Although, I kind of like that he is holding it a little bit differently. So I just need to adapt the length. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And remember, if anyone has any questions about pixel art, I am more than willing to share what I know. I do believe in trying to add some value to the strings, you know? Particularly the pixel art ones, adding some educational value to it. It's nice. I'm gonna eat something. Looks really good so far. Nice. Go have a nice a nice meal. Yes, yes, yes. My main issue is color usage. Yeah. Honestly, what I know about that is even somewhat limited. You actually need some art courses for that usually. But the main thing you can do is you gotta keep in mind some level of contrast. And one thing that's very important that I also learned recently, that's a good rule of thumb, is be mindful of what you are drawing. What's the purpose of what you are drawing? So basically, if you're drawing like a character, main character or something like that, it's a good idea for that main character to pop off from the rest of your game, while the backdrop should be a little bit more muted. It works a bit better. Like, my intro screen is actually not is actually lacking in that regard. Let me show. I'm gonna give an example by showing a mistake that I made on my own intro screen. So my intro screen colors are a little bit too vibrant. Hold up, let me get the sprite file because it's easier to edit here. So I'm gonna show something funny. This is actually a fix I need to do that I haven't. So if you look here, the backdrop has very vibrant colors, and it's a little bit too vibrant. It doesn't really highlight both the characters here, right? But if I Gonna make an example out of this. Gonna make this like a... It's gonna be pretty scuffy, so it's not gonna be like too amazing. But... let me use this layer to make it fade a little bit. This is a little bit too much. Clearly. But if I make it, look, if I make it slightly faded, right? Look how much more the characters pop off compared to this one, right? Your eyes will be drawn towards here instead. Much more. You will pay more attention to the animated parts. So this is a thing. This is a thing that you can use. In color theory, make the colors just slightly faded. I'm not entirely sure if I can do it completely with white. Maybe if I make it like... so it's just slightly. Yeah, do you see how much more the characters are popping off from doing that? And this one is like minimal. It's like a minimal thing, it makes the character pop off a lot more. So this is actually a fix I need to add to my intro screen at one point. Oh, let me save the progress so far. Mission... there we go. I'm trying to make building assets for my game. Building assets are tough. They can be pretty tough. They can be pretty tough. It's a good idea to find references, right? You can probably look up some RPG Maker tile sets to try to figure out what elements you're going to need, right? The main thing is you're gonna need walls, you're gonna need floors. That's like the basic of the basic of the basic. And sometimes one thing you can do that is very useful is you draw a building, right? And then you try to make that building fit in the tile set, and then you extract the tiles from the building, right? And then you keep trying... I know, and I'm struggling with the basics. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, at that point, there is only struggle. The only way to learn the rest is to struggle with it until you learn. At that point, it's practice. Useful tips only taken so far. At one point, it's like, okay, now I gotta work hard. At this point, I've tried 6 or 7 things. It just doesn't feel right, so I'm not gonna give up and keep trying. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, well, one thing that is useful is take that feeling of something not feeling right, right? And try to explain it. You can try to explain it to me, you can try to explain it to yourself, whichever one helps you the most, right? Visualizing. If you figure out what doesn't feel right about it, you can kinda map out what to do to make it feel right, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Okay, can I explain it here? Sure. Let's see. A lot of these feelings of something not being right can also happen when you're like very familiar with something. Because at that point it becomes a matter of, you know what this is supposed to look like. It does not look like what it's supposed to look like. Kind of feeling. This is actually why people have such a hard time drawing hands. Like everyone. Because we see them so often. We know what they're supposed to look like. If they look even slightly off, it triggers the alarm in our heads immediately. It triggers like this really uncanny valley. Sometimes the hands are not even that badly drawn, but there's like some small mistake. And it's still very triggering. Which is why hands are a nightmare to draw, usually. It's very easy to make hands that look off-putting. There we go. Like right now, I made a small change to this hand and now it looks weird. Okay, there we go. So now let's look at Red Panda's color patterns. Okay, so the paw color of the Red Panda and the belly are very dark. Actually. So which color should I use? I think I'll use this one. Just use this one here actually. There we go. Let's see here. Now we are gonna do this. That kinda is because it's full black. Usually for full black, I like to use this shade of blue. It meshes well. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Wait. Ah. Yeah, the foot are in a different layer. There we go. It was like, but I already put it here. Also, this shadow is in the wrong layer. Well, there we go. Now we turn this off. And make this one here too. So we did this. And I guess like this. Yeah. Let's see. So what I want is a building that has walls where the top part's visible. I'm using 32 by 32 pixels grid size, and right now this makes the walls 2 square high and 1 square thick. This feels way too thick for me because of the wall thickness is half of the height, which feels weird to me. I hope this makes sense. Is this a limitation? Because you want to do it in grid, right? Yeah, no, I understand. Well, thickness is half the height, which feels weird to me. No, I got it. I got it. Yeah, that one is a bit rough because of how... Yeah, you're doing a 2x1, essentially. So, something like this, right? This is where your wall. It depends a lot on how you implement it, though. At this point, though, I'd probably need to see a drawing to make sure I fully understand it. Do-do-do-do-do. Wait. Ah. Think this part here would be a bit bigger. There we go. But yeah, I got it, I got it. Yeah, working within the constraints of the grid can be a little bit hard, not gonna lie. I remember my first time around making assets for my RPG Maker project, they also felt a little bit off every so often. Because sometimes the game just doesn't let you, the RPG Maker just didn't let me assemble things exactly the way that I wanted to assemble them. Show you over an example. It is lacking depth a little bit. Yeah, I see, I see. Yeah, there is like a lack of depth. Depth can be achieved in a few ways. Like for instance, let's take that door of yours. Right, you have the door. Like... pretty much like this. You have a door that's pretty much like this, right? This is a very flat door. It's really tricky in pixel art to create that because of like how little we have. So let's say if this door was thicker, like this in the opening part, and then I do this. Now we have a 3D object, and then I take this thing here and do it like this. And then we can use the magic of shading to really give it like a 3D feel. So this part here, this is where the sun is shining the most in theory. So this is lighter. Then over here, we could add that this part here is a little bit forward. So we can add some shadow, small amount of shadow here. Now it looks 3D. Now it looks 3D. Now there is an angle. Now you're looking from an angle. We can even like increase the angle. By doing this. This is like I'm changing one pixel at a time. Look at this. And if I want to, if I really want to, I could add like a distortion effect. So it's popping off here. And then I can make it like this. Let's distort it further, see how far we can take it. Oh, look at this. Now it's like a plate. Can go a little bit farther like this. Look at that. Now if I really want to make like a big angle, I can just, if I just do like this. There are like many ways that can give you like different impressions, right? Depth, I learned a lot more about it last year, right? 2025. Because Momochi enrolled me to a course on like basics of art at the art school that she usually likes to study whenever she needs to brush up on the basics, right? And I had a bunch of lessons that I did this year, so I am a bit sharper on that regard now. Which is why I've been able to do that a little bit easier than I usually do. Honestly, I've been looking at a lot of my work, my previous work after that, and I understand why some of it didn't quite work that well. I think there was this one really cute pixel art that I did of Hibiki for like in like a Dakimakura design, right? Where unfortunately it doesn't look like she's laying down the way I wanted her. She looks like she's like floating in the air, actually. And I think I can probably fix it. I don't know when I would fix it, because it has the not safe for work versions. I can't really do it on stream. It would be fun though. And I just realized that because of the angle, the top of the wall feels weird as well. That like varies. We need to like work together with the game setting in order to make the tile set work properly. But usually you would like create some sort of transition between the upper tile for the wall and the lower tile for the ceiling in order to create the proper effect. Right? Like, just as an example, I'm gonna give like a very random example here. Very random example here. Let's say you wanna make a wall, and you want to make this is like the bottom of the wall, and this is like the top of the ceiling, right? Let's say you want to make that. Okay, so just here, this is like the most basic example. Usually if you make the ceiling lighter, it will look like it's on top. It gives a 3D feeling. You can see it, right? Can you see this as like a cube? A very straight cube, so to speak? Now, watch this. I'm gonna separate them a little bit so you can still see them properly. But let's create what it's called an escape point. Now that adds a little bit more 3D feel to this, right? So yeah, it's that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Now, let's say that this is like a tile for... let's say you want this tile to overlap this one because it's the ceiling of a house, right? So at that point, on this tile, you would have to create a little bit of an invasion from the other one. And add proper shading. So it's going over. And you can do this the more you invade, right? To communicate that the tile is going further. Usually it's best to add more shade to it. So like this. But also you can make it more complicated by adding a darker shade at the top, so it looks like it's fading back. See, now it looks like a roof. And that's tutorial. That's the tutorial. Now I need to look up Red Panda's bodies. No stripe on the Red Panda's body. Oh my god! Oh my god! Chat, I want one. This is adorable. Ah, so cute. Okay, now let's look back. Now we want the tail. Out here. Since there's machine bots, I think I'm gonna do something clever. I'm gonna do something very clever. Oh, that's not what I meant. Tail. So I am gonna take this tail right here is gonna have its own layer. Together. With the Red Panda's tail. So that way, I can animate both of them. Come to think of it, the raccoon's tail and the red panda's tail are practically the same. Is this correct? Is this assessment correct? This assessment feels correct. Yeah, they are very similar at very least. They're very similar. Go. Here we are. But yeah. This is art's basics. Pixel art isn't that different from regular art, you know? It is different in the way that you draw it, but it's not different in the way that you express it, if that makes any sense. The art theory behind it is still very much there. And improving on it helps. Thankfully, because those art lessons were not cheap. I still got some installments to pay for it too. But it was worth it. How much you actually found a course on public speaking? That seems pretty interesting. Our budget for it is tight though. And I am not entirely sure how well the skill would translate for streaming. Particularly because we're technically gonna learn some speak clearly techniques in Portuguese, right? So not 100% sure how much of the like teachings would translate literally. There we go. Now I can animate them. I think I might animate them like forming a little heart or something. Maybe something close, because I don't know if I can actually bend the tail enough to look like a heart. Especially from the back, but... these should look adorable. I do feel like I need to make it so they look like they are looking down. A little bit more. So there are a few ways to do that. Way number one is to Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this in a different layer. Because maybe we can improve on this. Can use the base one for animation. Yeah, so this one, even though it's a shine, it does look a little bit like pupils. I can also make the eyes smaller because it's looking down. This would also mean that the head is forward a little bit, so we do this. So like a little bit. Yeah, a little bit down here too. And a little bit down here too. There we go. See the difference? Yeah. Okay, so guys, I think this is my time. We did it, we got the base sprites ready. I'm gonna animate this tonight, probably. So, look forward later. Gonna post the results later. So, y'all, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. And we are back, baby. We are. Yes. Now it is time to raid. And who should we raid today? But the one, the only looks up right list. Who should we raid today? I have no idea. Let me see. Who is on that I know? Who is on that I know? To get some art. Man, Arkan. Sonali. Okay, who wants to raid very humble and overworked Live 2D rigger? Yeah, let's go to Sonali. Everyone, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. Stay awesome. And remember, when in doubt, when you think you can do it, just think like a ninja. And sure you can. So, bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Bye.